difficulties. So I had to like make a whole new live. It's weird. So give me a second while I send out the link to the people. One moment. Oh my lord, the ghetto. Ah! I can't believe it. I don't know, like my phone has been acting weird. My phone has definitely been acting weird. Like, what's the problem, girl? Hello, hello. Thank you for following me into the next live. Appreciate it. Let me unlist this other one. Hey, y'all. You found me. You found me. I'm just like sending out the link to the people so they're not confused. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Ah, paste, send. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all found me. You found me. Hi, y'all. How's everyone doing this evening? Doing good, doing great. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you so much. Yo, for some reason, like, what you call it? When I try to set up a live on my phone or whatever, and I had to put the thumbnail, it won't let me upload a picture. I'm like, what? What's wrong with you? You know, like, what? That shit don't make no kind of sense. Okay, yes, we're active. Hey, guys. Thank you for joining me on tonight. And as you can see by the title, this is a live Q&A. Because, you know, basically what happens is people be asking me questions all the time that I've already answered. And instead of just answering it in separate videos, I'm just going to answer them here and then add some timestamps. You know what I mean? And hopefully that helps y'all out. Because my word. So for all the people who are here this evening, I welcome you to this conversation. Let's have some good vibes today. And if you have any questions for me about my hair, my, I don't know, spirituality, my life, whatever you want to know, this is a rare occasion when I'm just being an open book for y'all. Okay? So, you know, I'll wait. Hello. Hello, hello. I'm pretty good. I had a moment of doubt with my baby locks and missed my loose natural. Uh-oh, Ashley. A moment of doubt with the baby locks as in you weren't liking them or they weren't cooperating with you? What is the doubt that you're feeling? And one thing you need to know about baby locks is they're not gonna cooperate with you. They're more so in need of guidance, but you can't control them things. They do what they want, just like a baby, you know? So what is the doubt that you're feeling, Miss Ma'am? Have you ever been to therapy? Yes, I have, actually. I've been to therapy like at different points in life. It's crazy, I was just talking about this like yesterday. But first time I ever went to therapy, I was like 16. And my mom and I were butting heads a lot. And really it was because like she had her own personal things going on, and I felt like she was kind of putting it on me in the way that she would discipline my life and try to regulate my life. And you already know how it gets when girls are in their teenage age. So I was like, your rules don't make sense, you know what I mean? rebellious a little bit, just a little bit. And so I started therapy. I literally only went to like one session, but that session gave me a frame of reference of what it feels like to sit with someone professionally. So fast forward to my early adulthood, I actually was working at a mental health agency. I was a receptionist. Okay, it was a mental health slash foster care agency. And I developed a rapport with all the therapists there or whatever. So they used to just like invite me in, like, come on in, girl, let's talk. And it would go from like a catch up session to all of a sudden I'm crying and being therapized. And then after I experienced a really serious breakup, and I was like, heartbreak, like the pain. I was like, no, I can't sit with these feelings for too long. Like, it made me understand why other people reach like deep depression or have dark thoughts. I was like, oh, this is the feeling that would bring you there, you know? And because I value myself and my life and my experience, I was like, I don't want to sit in this energy for too long. So I ended up getting a therapist, and I was doing that for a while. And really, it was a really helpful experience. It was like, it made me realize that I have everything I need within me, and sometimes I forget. So the therapist pretty much like helped me remember myself. You know what I mean? Like, help me remember my range and my access and my ability to heal myself, and that everything is my choice to do so. Whether I get stuck in an emotion or I move through it is up to me. And so the energy that you guys see from me these days is a result of a lot of the things that I work through therapy. So for whoever asked that question, like, what, are you like considering therapy in your life or something? What's up? If anyone is thinking to themselves, man, I think I need therapy, but you're kind of resistant to it, try it out. It's worth it. It's very helpful. Okay. All right, let's see. Peace and love, yes. Yeah, I'm officially in the teenage phase, and my hair looks so thick and long and beautiful, and so much growth is happening. Just keep holding on and enjoy each phase. Come on, Angel, giving the inspiration to the people. Yes, exactly what she just said. You are just so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Are you into meditation? If so, which kind? Yes, I'm into meditation, and usually what I do is I do different things. Sometimes I'll set a timer for a period of time, and I'll just sit or lay with my hands up in silence and just observe my thoughts. That's like my main type of thing. Or sometimes I'll play like binaural beats in the background. I used to use guided meditations, but really those are just coaching you through the breathing and like the being present. So because I know that, I just do that for myself. So if I'm like being still and I don't know, thoughts start to come, I remind myself to focus back on my breathing or focus back on the now, you know? So there's no like fancy kind of meditation that I do. I just give myself a quiet space and I'm still, and yeah, basically. Also, shrooms is a pretty meditative experience, so there's that as well. Okay. I had a moment like that when my old pictures came up on my Facebook, but I don't miss all the processing I was doing to my hair. Oh, you're saying like with your loose hair, like you had some memories when you saw the loose hair on the Facebook. Yo, Facebook will have you in your feelings with them memories. Talking about on this day, you were doing this. Oh my gosh. So I understand and recognize that, you know, that's normal. I know for me personally, I never felt like, oh, I want to go back to my loose hair because my hair is so friggin' thick and the whole detangling of it all was too damn much for me. And so I never missed that. Even though it was cute and it was a good time, it was a lot. So that was me personally. But for you, You know, I can't tell you how to feel about your hair or missing it, but just know that the locks is a very transformative journey, and there will be uncomfortable parts, but those are all temporary. Okay? Look forward, not backward. I had my first session today. Oh, how did that go, Goddess Culture? I remember my first session with the most recent therapist. I cried a lot. There was a lot of crying. I was not prepared to do that though. I thought I was gonna just be feeling her out and seeing what it was like. But it's like, you know, when you just automatically feel safe with someone, or the way that they speak to you, it like touches your soul a little bit. And you're just like, emotions, just emotions overflowing. It's just emotions taking me over. Caught up in sorrow, lost in the soul. If you would come back, come home to me, darling. Like that, it just takes over you. Okay, let's see what else y'all saying in here. I just cut my locks in a bob. Ooh, I need to meditate more. How are you? I am doing well. Shouts to you cutting your locks in a bob. I've done that before as well. Good times. And as far as needing to meditate more for you, that was a reminder to me as well, because I need to meditate more as well. Okay. Wait. So how has locks helped maintain your uplifting spirit and keep up your confidence? I'm 2 years into my second set after a big chop. So you're saying, how did locks keep me in this uplifted state and help me with my confidence? Well, one thing is having locks made me really firm about the choices that I make, because a lot of people don't understand it initially. People will be like caught off guard, or they might like be a little bit judgmental about it, or be like, oh, why, you know? And having locks made me realize that I don't need to explain my why to people. Like, I don't need to catch people up, and like, I don't need to catch them up to who I am and who I'm becoming. I just need to become who I am. You know what I mean? So having that mental realization does something to you spiritually, and makes you take more ownership of the decisions that you make, regardless of how it's received by other people. So that's one thing as far as the confidence. Another thing is, it teaches you about life and the unpredictable nature of things, and the fact that you can't control everything, because your locks are going through so many shifts for its entire experience, you know, that you have to learn to flow with it and accept it, even when it's doing something that's uncomfortable. And that translates into everything else in life. When things are uncomfortable, learning to still find acceptance. It's easy to say that, it's not always easy to do it. So when you practice that enough, especially through your hair, it spills over to other aspects of your life. There's rain happening in the background, so you know that. What else? Uplifted spirit. Also, like, just doing things that feel right to me, you know? Like, deciding to do locks felt right to me, right? And that was like a big step in making those kind of decisions. And then you keep making more decisions like that, where you're just doing what feels right, regardless of how it seems to others. And without feeling a need to explain it, you start not giving a fuck so much. You don't need the validation anymore. You know what I mean? And that keeps you in a space of being up. You're up, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining that well enough, but I think you get my drift. I think you get what I'm saying. All right, let me see what else. Hey Sammy, what part of New York are you from? Well, I guess as far as from, I would say the Bronx, but technically speaking, I'm from California, as that is where I was born. I was born in California, but then if you want to get even more technical as to the from, I'm from Jamaica, because that's where my lineage is at predominantly. I also have lineage in Puerto Rico on my dad's side. Apparently, there's some Dutch in there. I gotta do my ancestry or my genealogy to really get more of that info. But the umbrella of fromness is Jamaica to California to New York, where I spent the most of my life. Bronx, New York. Okay? BX stand up, hell yeah. You know, they be trying to talk shit about the Bronx, and it's like, what's wrong with y'all hating asses? Okay? The Bronx has the swag, okay? The Bronx has the origin of the vibes that everyone is copying out here. Act like you know. Do your history, do your research. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay. I don't miss detangling at all. Curl Maverick, you know. Detangling is like, wow. I mean, it teaches you how to be more tender with yourself and patience and all that kind of thing. But my word, to do it every time you have to wash or style your hair, it's a lot. Especially when you have to be out in this world being functional and stuff like that. Like, oh Lord, it's too damn much. It was fun while it lasted, and then it was too much after a while. I'm trying to make sure I catch every single thing, so be patient with me, y'all. Let me see. I've been locked for a week and I love it. And Kiara. And he says we're getting back on track with spirituality, how to incorporate it in a daily practice. Yeah, because that's also what I need to do for myself as well. I would say choose one practice, like start with one thing that you know that you haven't done in a while, and start doing that again and do that consistently before you start introducing the other elements of your practice. For example, for me, I recently realized I haven't given myself a reading in dumb long. Like, I completely forgot about my tarot deck and it's just been over there to the side. So for the past few days, I've been consistently going to it and giving myself readings. I also started getting back into journaling consistently, because that is a part of my spiritual practice as well. So I'm doing those things consistently before I introduce the next thing, which will be meditating consistently. You know, I noticed that when you try to do all of it at once, it's easy to like get overwhelmed or feel like, oh, I don't really need all of this right now, and then you slowly start falling off. Whereas if you pick one or two things that you know for a fact works for you, and you do that for a consistent period of time, then you can determine what else you need to add to the rotation. You know, it's kind of like when they say if you're trying to switch your diet, you don't just stop and then hop on. You kind of just wean yourself. You start including more of the healthy things, and that starts to push away the unhealthy things because you no longer have room for it. It's like that. You start doing more of the good things, and then it starts to push away the bad things, and you just keep going like that. Okay. Scrolling, the scrollings. My daughter said, keep singing, girl. Oh, shouts to your daughter. I didn't know the rest of the lyrics, so I had to stop. Let me see. Detangling is the main reason I locked my hair. I was sick of literally me. That was me. Sick and tired. Yeah, I was not a fan of detangling. I used to be stressed, locked for 2 years and loving it. Come through, Shay H. We love to see it. Yeah, I cried most of it as well. Goddess Culture is talking about her first therapy session. Yeah, girl. the tears. But then you feel so good after. Like, I know for me, after I cried and everything and embarrassed myself, snot everywhere, and then I left, I was like, you know, it's not heavy on you anymore because you released it. So shouts to crying. That's cool. I appreciate you doing this live. Hearing your perspective on just life in general is very beneficial to me. Your followers have very good questions. Lit, Ace Thomas. I'm glad you appreciate what we have going here. Oh my god, I'm late. Hey y'all. Hey Sayuni. Oh my god, your gem turned green. First of all, shout out to all the channel members. And I get so excited when I see the crystals in the chat. Oh my god. Good job. Good job. I did that. I did the F out of that with that concept. Because now I have some who are red, some are yellow, and now Sayuni and the rest in that group are green. That means that you've been with me for, what, 2 months now? As a channel member? And as you know, green is the heart space, so you just move on up. And moving on up through the chakras, though. Love to see it. So beautiful. All right, hold up. I'm trying to find the damn... Yes, especially with me having 2 kiddos under 2. Oof! You do not have time for the washing and detangling process. That was my sole reasoning on locking, but thanks to you, I've learned to embrace it. Yay, Ashley Pink Rose! But facts on the... even if you have just 1 child. Okay? But having 2, under 2, anything that you can do to make life easier or more efficient, you need to do that. If anything that's healthy. Don't do nothing out of pocket. But yeah. Locks, hell yeah. Hey. Okay, now it's scrolling again. It's scrolling. Okay. Wait. Any book recommendations? Well, in my last live, I was talking about, what's it called? Rape of the Mind by Juste Merlot. Which is just talking about conditioning and how they infiltrate our mind. Haven't read it yet, but I suggest it because I'm putting it on my list as well. Another book that I'm reading currently is the Budgetnista's book. What is it called? Something about, I'm about to look up the actual title. I'm just here calling her the Budgetnista. Budgetnista book. It's called, oh, Get Good with Money. I've been reading that. I love her. She just has a really dope energy and she has a great way of explaining things. And I just love that she used to be a preschool teacher making like $43,000 a year and just is now the Budgetnista. Like shit like that is inspiring to me. So that. Another book, The 4 Agreements, is like an easy recommendation. If you haven't read that yet, get into it. The Art of Seduction is good as well. Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I hope you're writing this down. Okay. Book recommendations. I've read so many books in my life. If anything else comes to me, I'll let you know. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, sure. Yeah, people in the chat throw in some suggestions as well. Ooh, also, Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria is a good book. Very good book. That's some good wisdom, to not have to explain yourself to others or catch people up to where you are. I need to work on that because I tend to explain too much. Yeah, so one thing that I've learned is to master the art of saying more with less, right? So that ties into being intentional with your words, but also saying exactly what you need to and nothing more than that. cutting out the verbal fillers, you know? So for example, let's say you're talking to someone, they're on a completely different wavelength or a different page than you, right? And they're asking you about why you're doing what you're doing. Give them the answer, like a clean cut answer. But if there's like silence or awkwardness in between, and they're kind of like, you feel like you need to fill in that space with more words to explain it, don't do that. Just let the silence speak. Okay, let them catch up. You don't have to catch them up all the time. Because that feeds into the whole people-pleasing thing, or needing validation from other people, or acceptance, fear of rejection. Is you trying to make them understand you as well as you understand yourself. But you don't need to do that. Once you are clear on who you are and what you're working on, that's it. That's all that matters. Keep things on a need-to-know basis and recognize that not everyone needs to know. Okay? Yeah. Hello, y'all. Okay, let's see. What's the next question? Hold up. Wait. I love rain sounds. It's calming. Same. I'm gonna lock my hair this month. What kind of gel do you use? I don't use gel at all, Talani. When I was in the beginning of my journey, I was using aloe vera gel. But then eventually I realized I didn't even need that. But if you feel like you need gel, use something like that, something light, and that won't cause buildup. But yeah, currently I don't use any gel. And seek validation for people who don't have my best interests. Facts, paradox squared. Yeah, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do it. How do you feel about crocheting your hair on a seldom basis? Crocheting my hair? You mean like, are you talking about the crochet retwist? Can you clarify what you mean specifically? Because when I think of crocheting, I'm starting to think of people adding extensions and crocheting it in. Or, yeah, so help me clarify. What kind of music do you like, or favorite artist? I love dancehall and reggae, soca as well. You know, all the Caribbean vibes. Really much enjoy Afrobeat. Really into Amapiano, like Llanos, like South African. That's been a vibe for me. Oldie. But I also like I like rock, kind of like alternative rock, like Paramore and Linkin Park and Evanescence, them kind of vibes. Also enjoy Miley Cyrus as far as that kind of vibe. R&B is my shit, okay? R&B, pop is my shit. Rap is kind of like, nah. It depends. Like, okay, as far as hip hop, like, you know, like hip hop as it is today, the beats are a good time, you know, it's a vibe. But as far as the content, I don't really vibe with it. As far as rappers that I fuck with, definitely like Kendrick Lamar, Absol, J. Cole kind of vibes. Like Migos and like Young Thug and Future. Okay, Future is a good time. But literally only because the beat and shit is fun. But like the messaging, What else kind of I like all kinds of music so long as it sounds good and it feels good. Like the other day, I got put onto this Christian song and I was like, oh, this shit goes hard. And I am not a Christian at all. But the song goes hard, okay? Yeah, so different things. Different things. All right, let's see. Scrolling. Oh my God, so many things have been said, child. I'm trying to find where I just left off. I want to do ancestry as well. I have concerns that they keep and test our DNA. LOL, what do you think? I've thought about that too, but then I also had to remember they've been keeping our DNA since our existence. So there's that. So I feel like a ancestry test isn't going to give them any more DNA than they already have on you. So if that's like the thing that's holding you back, I would say don't worry about that part too much because they already have it. So that's how I feel. Your little expressions are too cute. Started my locks again for the 3rd time 2 weeks ago, and this time I'm totally not worried about others' opinions. Not stopping this time. I do feel more free. Yes! F other people and their opinions of you and your hair. It's not up to them. They can be as confused as they want to be, because once it gets to like, when your hair is like mature, and especially when it gets really long, like longer than they've ever seen it, that's when they understand. So you're gonna wait until then before you feel good about your decision, or you're gonna decide to feel good now and let them catch up later. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Writing is key, yes. You still in the Bronx? It's Austin from St. John's. Hey, Austin! And yes, I am. How you doing, Austin? It's been a while. When you fall off, how are you able to get back on? What keeps you motivated? What keeps me motivated is knowing that I want to be the best version of myself. And I know when I'm not being that. Like, you know, you can tell when you're slacking off. So what keeps me motivated to get back on is the awareness that I'm not on my shit. And that I need to be in order to manifest and create the life that I want. That's what keeps me motivated. Knowing that I need to be better. Yes, your silence speaks louder. Facts, facts, facts. A few weeks ago, I was watching your video and I've been wanting to cut my hair, and exactly at 4 a.m. I cut all my hair off in order to start my locks with strong and healthy roots. Come through, cutting off with the strong roots. Yo, sometimes that impulse, it just takes over you. It just takes over and you just have to do it. Because that's, at that point, it's like your spirit is taking the lead now. You know? Yes, that helps. I was trying to do everything at once and was feeling overwhelmed and feeling like I didn't know where to start. Angel was talking about the spiritual thing, like getting back on it. Yeah, pace yourself. When does the frizzy stage of locks end? I'm making a year in October. Definitely doesn't end after a year, child. Amaya. The frizziness ends when your locks become mature, but even still, you will still have to deal with frizz. It just won't be as unruly. Like, let me pull out some examples. Like, look, okay. There's frizz on here. You see? Like, I still have frizz, but it's like more tamed, but it's there. The frizz is necessary, and it's not going to necessarily leave you alone, but you get used to it and it calms down as your hair matures. Sometimes it be getting on my nerves too, child. I'm not going to lie. But then I remember that it's part of it, you know? Just waiting on this apocalypse. Just waiting on this apocalypse to happen any day now. Listen, I know exactly what you mean, sir. And same. Crying is so therapeutic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Random question. What do you wash and moisturize your face with? Oh, I have a skincare video. But currently, for my soap, I use the Soapy Bar, Black-owned business. Currently, I'm using her charcoal detox soap. But I use any of her detox soaps. I use the turmeric soap coconut and oat milk soap. Natural handcrafted soaps is what I use on my face because my skin is really sensitive and prone to breaking out. So I use something that I know is natural. And to moisturize, I'm currently using Nola Skin Central's H2O cream to moisturize. At nighttime, I use their glycolic night serum because that like helps clear out the clogged pores because I deal with that. So that's what I use. But if you need the links and all that, go to my skin video and it's in the description. Hey Margaret girl, I see your green gem. You out here leveling up through the membership, child. I love to see it. I love to see it. Okay. Yeah. I knew you were a reader with all those books. Yes, in the bookshelf, yes. Not everyone has a bookshelf. May have some books, but no bookshelf. LOL, that's so true. But this is my lifelong bookshelf. Like, this is the apartment I grew up in. I've been around and then come back here. So this is it's like my books up there, some of them down there, and then down there is like my mom's books. So it's just like mad lifetime supply of books, you know? And I've started using Audible and ebooks because it's like, I'm not about to keep piling books in there. So I have a virtual library now, you know? Okay. That's how I naturally speak. I speak clearly, but only simply. Yes. But then I feel awkward because it's an empty space. So I tell myself, no, it's okay. Yeah. Is it Mecca? Is that how you pronounce it? But yes, the silence can feel uncomfortable because you hear silence. Like, you hear the void in between, you know? Like, nothing's happening. And it like makes you hyper aware of yourself when there's silence. But that's okay. And it's powerful because in that silence is where you take the space to decide your next movement, your next response, whatever. When you're trying to fill in the silence, you're in a reactive state. And anything can get you all riled up and now you all off your center. But in the silent spaces is where you can find your way back to being leveled. So embrace the silence. It's power. There's power there. Oh yes, I said it right, Mecca. Okay, cool. Okay. Amapiano is the best. Yes, it is. We have very similar taste in music. This is amazing. Yes, it is. Yeah, rap ain't my thing. I don't be knowing what the new stuff is. Yeah, Curl Maverick, you know. Ooh, someone said I heard Kanye new album is good. That is someone who's like one of my faves. I love Kanye. I know he's problematic to people, but I love him so much. I think he's just so incredibly misunderstood. And I think people have such a limited amount of compassion for him. And it's like, why do you forget how much that nigga has been through? Like, remember for a second and think to yourself, who would you be if you've been through all of that in front of everybody? Like, that's one thing with artists, celebrities, or public figures is people forget that they're human and that they don't owe you total clarity on their movements. Because literally every single one of us is trying to figure our shit out. So imagine trying to figure your shit out with a global audience critiquing everything you do all the fucking time. You know? So y'all can say whatever you want to say about Kanye. I fuck with him. He hasn't done anything crazy to me. like, as far as conceptually. R. Kelly, now that's a different story. I thought he was great, the music was a good time, but then when you learn who the fuck he is and then you think about what the music was talking about, all this, it's like, no, hell no. But someone like Kanye, who hasn't done something like that, he just said things that are controversial. Okay, you don't have to agree, but the talent is what it is. You know what I mean? So I love Kanye, I love Prince. The Geminis are really great when it comes to artistry. Andre 3000, Lenny Kravitz, you know, as far as Gemini artists. Ooh, I love Jaden Smith and Willow. Their music is really dope. Kid Cudi as well. Kids See Ghosts. Okay. Great, wonderful, good stuff right there. Love WizKid, love Burna Boy. Summer Walker, vibes. Janae Aiko for sure. I enjoy, what the hell is that girl's name? What is it, Shea Butter Baby, shorty? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on her name right now. That's crazy. Shea Butter Baby, fucking up with your pillows. Ari Lennox, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I enjoy her as well. Chloe and Halle, excellent. Excellent music right there. Erykah Badu, absolutely. Yeah. As they come to me, I'll say it. Let me get back to the questions though. Wait. Started my locks 2 days ago. Lit. My retwist won't stop unraveling. Help, I'm 4 months in. Are your locks thick? Do you have thick locks or thick parting? And when you retwist, like, are you using clips to hold it? Do you use products or no? Because, or maybe is your hair texture loose? Because there's no way for me to tell you why that's happening. I don't know what your hair looks like. I'm just guessing right now. But things you can try is definitely when you like retwist, use clips to hold it until it dries. And if the whole no product thing isn't working for you, then you can invest in aloe vera gel and that'll hold it. Or flaxseed gel. But like if your hair texture is loose or if you have thicker parts, that might be why too. Because the thicker it is, it's like it doesn't hold it doesn't hold the retwist that long. It like puffs up more. So yeah, fill in some details for me on that and I'll see if I have any other suggestions. In 2018, I got so fed up with my hair, I just grabbed the scissors and snipped it all off. Zofia, I've literally done that exact same thing as well in 2012. I was just so fed up. I was trying to transition from perm, relaxed, to natural. And you know how the girls are like, oh, just transition, just grow it out. And then, you know, as it gets longer, cut off the straight ends, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Child, like 2 months into me transitioning from my last relaxer to the natural, like that amount of new growth, just that little piece of new growth, made it so difficult for me to deal with detangling and styling my hair. Because it's like there's that thick texture and then there's these straight straggly pieces attached. It just was blowing my shit. So I literally did the same thing, grabbed the scissors, and I was just like, ah! And then I cut it all off. And I felt so good. And I remember my grandma looking at me like, what the hell? You trying to look like a boy or what? And I was like, grandma, please. Rest in peace. I love her so much. Nails are fire. Quit cussing so much. Children are watching. Are children watching? Why are the children not in bed? Oh, it's only 8:54. Look, let me tell y'all something. I understand. However, this isn't really a children's space. So I'm not gonna go hard to censor myself here. But because you've brought it to my attention that children are present in the room, I'll be more mindful. I'll try not to do it. But if I do, okay. Okay. Let's see. When will all my locks bud? I'm 3 months in. Oh, you got time. You got time. Like 6 months. Around the 6-month mark is when you start seeing budding really be prominent in the majority of your locks. And again, that depends on your hair texture as well, what your hair is gonna do. There's no one way. So it's like the 6 to 9 month range of time is like when all of that kind of stuff happens, you know? So you're 3 months in, it's not gonna happen right now. Maybe in the back, the ones at the back might start budding earlier because that one is like rubbing against the rest of your hair. When you lay down, it rubs against things, so that rubbing and the friction causes it to like roll up on itself and bud. But for the rest of your hair, it'll take around that amount of time. So be patient. Let's see. Who are some of your major role models in life? I think I'm past the role models thing currently, because there's no one else that I want to be. I guess more so is like I just have the concept or idea of how I see myself, and that is my role model these days. But it's like I'm no longer looking to other people and being like, ooh, I want to be like you know? I mean, people inspire me, and I have admiration for people, and it's really just a respect because they've actively improved themselves. So it makes me want to improve myself, but it doesn't make me want to be like them. It's, you know? So I don't have role models. Okay. Let me see. Say what you want is your channel. Thank you, Queen Kayla Shay. I had someone, I don't know if it was the same person who just said it. If it was you, then ooh. But someone left a comment for me talking about, oh, it's a great video, but you curse too much and it's like a turn off or something like that. And I was just like, I just looked at the comment like, okay. And I kept it pushing because it's like, I think people forget that it's not up to y'all what the content creator does. And if it makes you uncomfortable that I use cuss words, then this simply isn't the space for you. Like, it is what it is. Okay. Do you listen to Snow Allegra? You know, people have told me that I would vibe with her, but I haven't like deliberately taken the time to go listen. I think I probably heard a couple of the songs and I was like, oh yeah, this is a vibe. But I need to go listen for real. because I hear her name come up a lot. Speaking of gems, I couldn't figure out how to enroll as a member, kind of new to utilizing YouTube. Oh, Ashley Pink Rose. Well, there's a link in my description that you can go to. Usually next to the subscribe button, there's a join button. But if you're on an iPhone, you don't see the join button. So you have to click on the link. So go to my description box and click on that button. And there you go. Follow the steps. Audible is an amazing tool to get more books in. It really is. Plus, ebooks are cheaper. That is a fact. That is a fact. I have learned to accept that uncomfortable is good. So I spend hours in silence, and that's where I got my biggest inspiration, ideas, and creation. Yeah. Like, I like to start my day off in silence. Like, not saying anything and not listening to other stuff, just being, like, connecting my spirit back to my body and functioning. And sometimes I like to go as long as I can possibly go without saying anything and challenge myself. And it's actually quite easy, unless you have people around you that's like, talk to me. Then it's like, oh my God, now I have to interact. But yeah, practicing silence is a pro master skill right there. Okay. Do you emergency alert about flash flooding? Yikes. Where was the question? Do you think getting starting locks, or I guess you're trying to say getting starter locks and wearing headband, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it properly. Wearing headband wigs over it day to day will mess up shaping? Yes, it will. It absolutely will. It also is putting too much pressure. You've got to be very careful with your edges. And stop wearing wigs over your starter locks. I know it's uncomfortable with how they look and they're not doing what you want, but don't rely on covering them. They need to be out so that they can move and swell up. They need to swell. If you have something over it, pressing it down, think about when you twist your hair and then you tie it and then you keep it tied up. And then by the time you take off the wrap, you see the twists are like limp and skinny. That's what happens to, like, when you're covering it all the time or wearing a wig over it. Point being, it's time to start transitioning from wearing wigs or relying on something to cover or hide yourself. And it's time to start embracing everything. Embracing the discomfort, embracing the newness of this style that you're in, embracing the wild, unpredictable nature of it. It's time to start doing that, okay? The wigs, whether it's a headband wig or not, it interferes with the natural process. Would you take a plant and then put a plastic wrap over it? No. The plant needs space, right? So it's like that. Have you watched the Boondocks? Oh yeah, absolutely. Boondocks is lit and accurate. Okay. Ooh, and I've been watching Attack on Titan lately. Shout out to all the anime and manga fans in the building. Attack on Titan is literally whew, the accuracy. I don't listen to rap, but there's always been something about Kanye that I felt was or is very important. He's very unique, soul spirit, wise, just like many of us. Yes, absolutely, Mecca. I love me some Geminis. Yes. Okay, scrolling, looking for another question. They're like your thickness. My texture is like 4/8-ish, and I use water and oil, and it works very well for a few days. Then they come out. Okay, because that was Jay talking about the retwist unraveling. And since you're in the beginning of your lock journey, it's okay to use gels. For me, I don't use it anymore because my hair is mature and I don't want any buildup. You can use your little aloe vera gel or any locking gel. Just use a little bit. Don't use too much, and be prepared to detox your hair at some point to lift the buildup, or do a thorough deep cleanse when you wash your hair. Be prepared for that. But just because I don't use gel doesn't mean that everyone else who has locks doesn't have to. If you're realizing that your retwists aren't holding and you need some extra support, it's okay. Do what you gotta do. Okay? Hope that helps, Jay. I remember that 2012 chop phase. That's when we left each other. That this is so crazy. I'm locked up now too. Oh shit, Austin, that's lit. For those who don't know, I went to college with Austin, and he saw me with my short hair. He knew me when I had the relaxer. He knew me when I was in the transition, when I cut it, and then that's when we graduated. That's what he means when he says when we left. And now he has locks too. Lit. Shouts to us. I started my locks 2 weeks ago. I have 4C hair. I noticed my ends are matted, but the roots are loose. Leave it alone or retwist. My hair is 4 inches on the longest. You said you started it 2 weeks ago? Wait, is it 2-strand twists or coils? Let me see. Ends are matted, but the roots are loose. You started it 2 weeks ago? Because when I think of the roots being loose, I'm thinking of the 2-strand twist separating. Which, if that's what it is, then you can retwist the top part and but you know, let the matted part stay together and clip it down. But if it's a coil, you say your texture is kind of like mine. To be honest with you, in the beginning of my journey, I was retwisting every 2 weeks. I don't do that anymore, and I realized I was doing too much with that schedule, so I'm wary about recommending that you do that. But if the root is too loose to the point that it feels like it's no longer in a lock formation, then I would do a quick retwist of that top part just to keep it together. That's what I would do. I don't know if that's right or not, but gosh, those friggin' emergency alerts are so jarring and loud. Like, what in the world? She said what she said. Thank you, Twink. Coming through with the assistance. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Good question. In the next 5 years, I want to be completely working for myself, completely, entirely removed from the 9-to-5 life, entirely. Okay? I want to be in my own space. Well, I think within 5 years, I'll be transitioning into like a relationship kind of space where we're like the whole house, like having our own property in our house, starting a family. I definitely do want to be married, but not in the conventional sense. It's like it'll be up to me and him how we do it, but I do want to be in a committed relationship, create a foundation for the children, okay? I want to homeschool my kids in the beginning of their life. I want to be actively working like as a doula. I can see myself doing that like for sure. As well as doing YouTube like full time. I don't want to do anything else but create content that makes sense for me and be of service to my community. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I see for me in 5 years. What is your zodiac sign? I'm a Cancer. Cancer sun, Scorpio moon, Capricorn rising. Okay, that is me. Are you single? Yes, I am. I am currently single. They need to mind their business. Everyone curses, so what? Oh, Lord. I mean, I can understand if you have your kids watching and you want them to participate in the vibes. Howsoever, that doesn't mean that I am going to start regulating myself to accommodate your children. But I do understand. It's because the setting matters. It's not like we're in a school, in a classroom, and I'm cussing at your kids. This is literally my platform, and you are inviting yourself here. So if you feel like my language or my vibe is too advanced for the children, then that literally means that it's too advanced for the children, and they don't need to be here at this point in time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's no shade, you know. I love that you want to watch it. I love that you want your kids to participate, and I respect that. I appreciate it. But I'm not going to stop being my full self to accommodate the children or your comfort levels. Okay. Hi, I just finished working out. Sorry I'm so late. It's okay. Oh, snap. I'm just realizing it's been an hour. Wow. Wow. What really is budding? Budding is when the hair starts to like plump up. So you might see like, see right now is like uniform. It's the same all the way through. Budding is where like one piece will like pop out. Like it'll be like that right there. And then like that up here, like just fat pockets throughout the locks. It's uneven. And that just means that the hair is starting to like tangle up and move around and shapeshift. That was a diplomatic response. I would have said what the F I wanted. Watch your kid. Oh, Lord. Woo. Don't make others responsible, but I digress. I'm here for the hair. You know what? Thank you for that. Dang, am I late? Hey, everyone. Hey, PJ. They can wear headphones, have one in and one out. That's what I do when my nieces are around. Thank you, Mecca. That is a pro tip. Pop them headphones in, child. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. I welcome super chats. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Ooh. In 10 years, I'll definitely have at least like 2 kids by then. Big ass yard space. See, look, see, the it just comes out. Cuss words are part of the colorful language of the people. And so there's that. Big yard space. Like, I really want my own plot of land, and I want a house that's like in nature with a tree in the middle. I want my house to be built around a tree. Home garden, like growing my own food. Like I said, homeschooling my children. I'll probably have like a little daycare for the community children as well. Actively working as a birth worker to the women and the mommies that need my assistance. I will still be doing YouTube if YouTube is still a thing, because I really want to continue to keep track of my journey. I'm like really excited to keep documenting my hair growth, my progression as a person, my spiritual development, everything. And I feel like 10 years from now, like, I'm going to be so different that I have to update y'all on that. So I'll still be doing YouTube, child. And yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say definitively what I'll be doing in 10 years, but I know what I want to feel like. And I want to feel like I'm completely free and I'm not relying on the system to maintain me. I want to be like separate and aside from it. Maybe I'll be off the grid a little bit. Just a little. Traveling whenever I want to. Working on my own time. Working for myself, as I said in the 5-year plan. that extends into the 10-year plan as well. Okay. I'll probably be doing like lectures and like maybe workshops or retreats. That might be a thing that I do. Yeah. Let's see. You ever just randomly get bald spots? No. Well, I've experienced that before, like I've had like right here experience like a little bald spot, and that was happening because I was wearing headbands all the time, and so I had to stop doing that. It's because I kept covering it, and then after a while, like the hair right here started to like fade. But as far as in the rest of my hair, no, I haven't dealt with bald spots, no. When you start your starter locks, how should I do my hair if I work out 6 times a week? Oh my gosh, you work out 6 times a week? I cannot relate because I've never worked out that much in 1 week. So basically you're saying you sweat a lot and you're trying to figure out what to do to maintain your starter locks. You might need to interlock. Not gonna hold you. Interlocking might be your retwist method, because when you do that, then you don't have to worry about the wetness fluffing up the roots. But yeah, that's what I would do. There was a period of time where I tried interlocking before, and sometimes I used to do that with certain locks, like the thicker ones that would unravel so easily. I used to interlock those just to like put like a knot there so that it would be secured there, and then I wouldn't have to worry about the unraveling. And then after it became secured and started to mature, then, or like be clearly locking, I stopped dealing with the interlock business. So that's what I would do if I were you. See if that's an option. I would have to Google interlocking. Yes, for sure. Well, I'm glad you mentioned interlocking. What is that? It's like when, so let me see if I can fake demonstrate. It's like, so here's the roots, right? So you like have a space, you open up a space, and then you put the lock through that space and pull it through, and you do that in each direction: south, west, north, east, whatever. You do it in that direction. In each direction you put it through this way, and you put it through this way, and you put it through that way, and you put, you do that until it forms its own little, it makes like kind of like a braid, a braided knot at the root. And people use a crochet hook to do that though. You don't just do the raw lock into itself. You use like a hook and you put it through and you grab it and pull it through. It's definitely one of those techniques that you have to know what you're doing or go to a professional. If you don't know, then you can do your own research and maybe you can try it. But if you don't feel confident, let a professional do it. Because if you do it wrong, you can end up with like a hole in your lock, as in like those two pieces would just stay separate and you'll just have a hole in between. But interlocking is an option for people who you're gonna be sweating or getting your hair wet a lot, and so you don't want to constantly be retwisting, like palm rolling. So you need something that's gonna be secured and hold the retwist for a longer period of time. That's what interlocking does. Yeah. Yep, I interlock every 3 to 4 months because palm rolling my hair is always a no, madam. Yeah, and that's the thing with interlocking. You can go longer stretches of time between retwists because it just holds it. It's just like secured. Yeah, I'm going to a loctician. How I worked that, right? There was a typo somewhere there, Riley. I interlock my hair and love it. It lasts longer than retwist. Just don't do it too tight because yikes. Or as she said, goes to professional. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, I'm trying to scroll back up because basically what happens is when you guys send me a new comment, it like brings it back down. So whatever I was scrolling, I lose it. So I'm trying to go back and catch anything that I missed. I cut my hair into a fade last year and was about to cut it into a fade again. Then I was like, shoot, let me start some locks first. Shouts to the fades. My 2 years is coming up this November. And Mecca, your anniversary is coming up. Ooh, and my 6 years coming up in December. Okay. Can you believe it? How do you feel about lock extensions? I am not a fan. I am not a fan at all. Yes, Attack on Titan is amazing. Yes, Mecca, you know the vibes. I'm dumb late, but I love it. But yeah, back to the other question. I'm not a fan of lock extensions. I'm not a fan. I feel like you're cheating or skipping ahead or depriving yourself of a full, authentic journey because you're trying to get the length and the inches instead of embracing the growth and evolution that is supposed to be the lock journey. That's what it's about. It's not about your hair being long. And I've had people say, "Oh, you know, but yeah, you still have a journey with lock extensions." And I'm sure you still have a journey, yes, but it's not a fully authentic journey because you're already starting with fake hair attached. Like, there's nothing you can tell me to convince me that you're having the same journey as any other lockhead who grew their hair straight from the root the entire time. It's just not the same. Okay? Also, extension is dead energy. You're adding dead or fake energy to your live hair, your living hair. So what happens is it's like you cap off. So basically your hair connects you to everything. Your hair is your antennas. It keeps you spiritually connected and tethered. Okay? So when you put something at the end, you cap that connection. So whatever you're like supposed to be connected to, it can't funnel its way through to you because there's something blocking that connection. So I feel that lock extensions, you know, if you're doing it just because, you know, you want to try it out before you decide, then there's no shade to that. Like, whatever you got to do to figure out what's right for you, then sure. But if you're trying to do that as your introduction to the lock journey and just keep going from there and then you cut off the extensions as you go, I just feel like I don't see the point in doing that. I really don't. Like, I remember I was talking about this in the last live too. I remember when Eva had her lock extensions for dumb long and was trying to flex like it was, oh, locks, but it just looked so blatantly fake. And then when she finally cut the lock extensions off, her hair just started to like, it just bounced. It just started to thrive more and look more believable and authentic. And I respect that more. People respect it more. And I know I talk about not caring what people think, but when people see that your locks are long, they're associating that with the amount of time you spent on this journey. So if you just jump and do lock extensions and now your hair is suddenly long, but you've only been locked for like a couple months or something, it's like the respect factor isn't there anymore. You know, it's like you're just trying to imitate it instead of being brave enough to fully submerge yourself in the experience. That's how I feel. If anyone feels a way about that, you know, I understand, but that's my thought process on it. The lock extensions don't look natural to me for some reason. Yeah, because the thing with the lock extensions, it doesn't move like hair moves. Even if they use human hair to make it, it's very stiff. And our hair is flexible. You try to do this with a lock extension and it'll be stiff. And it also is heavy on the hair. There are people who do the lock extensions thing and they start experiencing thinning with their actual hair because the lock extension is added weight on top of your actual hair, so it starts to create more tension on the scalp. So I've seen people lose their hair, like deal with thinning or traction alopecia or breakage, crazy kind of damage because they put extensions, you know? And it's like, well, it's not worth it in the end. Healthy hair over long hair. That is my motto. It's not about how long your hair is, it's about how healthy it is. So let go of the need to make your hair look long and focus on keeping your hair healthy so that it can grow. Okay? Yeah, I agree. I've learned so much about myself on this journey, not just with my locks, but with life in general. Absolutely. Do you meditate? How often is it easy for you? I do meditate. I haven't been doing it often. Earlier, I was saying I'm deciding to get back into that consistent practice. Okay, and is it easy for me? Yeah, it is these days, because I'm not like meditating in order to make sure my mind is just quiet and not active. That's not how I view meditation. I view it as a moment to have peace and stillness with myself and to receive information. So my thoughts might be active, I might be receiving new information, and in the meditation I learn how to, or I practice letting the thoughts come and go instead of being stuck on one train of thought. I just, oh wow, I'm thinking about this right now and it's gone. Then I focus on breathing. Oh, another thought. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let it go. Because it's about being present. Any meditation tips? If you're new to it, you can try out the Calm app. I used to use that. The Calm app is really good. It has like different meditation challenges, like a 7-day meditation. Or you can just look on YouTube for guided meditations. And you can do that until you start remembering the prompts. The prompts being focus on your breathing, focus on your body, the sensations that you're feeling. Listen to the silence. Those are like the prompts. So listen to guided meditations until you're comfortable just doing it in silence or with music in the back. I do mudras too for healing. Yes, mudras are really good as well. Just practice. Exactly. That's really what, just start and continue to do it. And the more you practice it, the more it becomes a way of life for you. And yeah. Okay. My hair shrunk over 50% after locking it. Yeah. That's what it's gonna do. And then it's gonna grow. Then it's gonna start hang time in it, okay? Because think about what you're doing. You put it in a twist or a coil, right? And then your hair is tangling. So it literally tightens up. It's going like this onto itself, doing like this. So the tangles make it draw up. So it shrinks at first. And then after it goes through that process, it starts to relax. And then it starts to hang, right? And then as it grows, the length just starts to show. So yeah, it's okay that it's shrunk up. It's not gonna stay shrunken. I use guided meditation for sleep. Changed the game for me. Yes. Hey love, any tips for me to make it to week 2 to wash? My first week and the itching is so bad. Oh, so you're trying to say like how can you extend yourself to week 2, like hold out from washing because the itching is taking over? Are you like, do you have an oil blend that you're using at all? Also, you know, you can like massage your scalp as the itching. But I know that that in itself oh man. That's a tough one. Yes, and rose water. So you're saying yes, you have an oil blend and you use rose water. Do you incorporate tea tree oil or peppermint oil at all? Tea tree, peppermint, eucalyptus, and lemongrass. Freaking emergency alert. Yeah, tea tree, what was I saying? Tea tree, peppermint, eucalyptus, lemongrass. Excellent for itchiness. Excellent for itchiness. Incorporate those into your drops, into your spray, moisturize, massage. Someone just said they have scalp massagers. Yes, that is a thing that exists as well. Steamer, thank you, Margaret, for reminding me. You can definitely start steaming your locks. Steam is really good for helping with dandruff and itchiness as well. It like relaxes the scalp and like gets the blood flow pumping and gets it all stimulated up in there. Because I feel like the itchiness is like the tightness and the dryness and like the discomfort of the texture on the scalp, all that together. But with the steam, it like relaxes your scalp a bit, and then you can massage all those things inside of it, and it helps with the itchiness. So that's something that you can, if you don't have a steamer, what I used to do is use a plastic bag or a shower cap if it can fit over your head. So you spray and you put your oils, everything inside, and then put the baggie on and tie it. Make a greenhouse over your head. Let the steam rise on its own. Steam like 30 minutes. Then take it off and massage the F out of that scalp. Massage, just go in on yourself, okay? And you can do that. But before you know it, it's gonna be next week and you'll be due for your wash. So you'll be fine. I know it's uncomfortable though. So try those things. I hope that helps. It's always a pleasure seeing you. Your energy makes my day no matter the situation. But I have one more question for you before I say goodnight. What is your thoughts on Pisces men? Pisces men. I've experienced one. I don't know too many Pisces men, you know. The one that I did know, though, he was really cool. He was super cool. Mysterious. Vibey. I have dealt with Pisces boy children, though. And they're kind of similar. So, like, reserved a little bit, like to yourself a little. More of an observer. You feel deeply, but you might not make it obvious what you're feeling on the surface. You kind of just hold that to yourself. Silence is very powerful for Pisces. Use that to your advantage. But it seemed like you're asking, what do I feel about Pisces men as far as dating is concerned? I don't know. I haven't been with one on that level. And I don't do the whole, you know, this sign means that you are or are not someone that I can date. I don't do that anymore. If we're compatible, that's what it is, you know? More so knowing the sign just helps me understand you better, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're like someone I can't. This is just a general thing. What's wrong with Pisces, man? Please don't grind me up. I don't think something's wrong with y'all. I don't think anything's wrong with y'all. I'm a Cancer. Ooh, Cancers. I'm a Scorpio, and he's more guarded than me. Oh, Amber, you're with a Pisces? But yeah, that's something that I've noticed with the Pisces men that I have encountered. They're more guarded. Do you meditate at all? Riley, how many times I gotta answer that question, Riley? And Mariah? Flock Feather Family? Yes, I meditate. But maybe this is coming up so much because I need to do it more because I haven't been doing it. So there's that. Oh my god. Thank you. I was scared they would untwist too much. I have a steamer, yes. Oh yeah, use that steamer. Put that steamer to work. Put that steamer to work, okay? It'll help. Steaming in the shower with no shower cap sometimes. Yeah, I used to do that too. That also was good. I find a lot of good hair products at Burlington sometimes. That is hilarious. Why does Burlington have everything? Burlington Coat Factory has everything that you need, okay? I love that you said that's where you got your hair stuff. That is so funny to me. That is so funny to me. When I meditate, I picture myself as a tree and my thoughts are the leaves. Ooh, I love that. I observe the thoughts, then take a deep breath and visualize the thoughts flowing away like leaves falling when I exhale. Ooh, that is a beautiful, beautiful analogy. Because it's like that. Like how the leaves on a tree, there's so many leaves. And when you're meditating or having a lot of thoughts, it can feel like a lot. You know? So when you just assign a thought to a leaf and you are the tree, you're the one that's stoic, you are firm, you are grounded. So whenever thoughts are coming up, just imagine it being a leaf falling away and let it go. Yoga in the morning or at night? It depends on what you need it for, Fitzroy. So yoga in the morning is good. Do an energizing flow. That'll be good to like set the tone for your day and get your energy going and make you be like, okay, this is how I feel and this is the vibe I want to ride for the rest of the day. But yoga at night can be really good for calming and releasing the day and putting yourself in a nice, peaceful frame of mind so that you can go to sleep. So it depends. I would say yin yoga, which is like the moon slow pace yoga, is a nighttime thing. Yang or sun yoga is a daytime thing. The energizing ones, the ones where you're doing poses and like an active flow, that's a daytime thing. Okay. Let's see. LOL, Burlington really does have everything. I used to work there. Shout out to all the Burlington employees. Oh my gosh, the Burlington employees be annoyed as hell though. They'd be so irritated. Because I can just imagine like what it's like having to deal with stock and everything. It's a lot. Scorpios are extremely guarded, especially if it's in their 12th house. Come on with the 12th house. Do you have a favorite sign or placement you give with a lot? Or I guess you're saying get along with a lot. As a favorite sign, honestly, I mean, all signs are dope. I love Sagittarius and like the whole, like, Sagittarius are fun as hell. They're just fun people, very bright energy. A lot of the times, my closer friends ended up being Sagittarius. They're just so bold and vibrant and energetic and warm and funny, playful, and intelligent. So I enjoy Sagittarius. I love Scorpios because that's just, first of all, like I said, Scorpio moon over here. But Scorpios are just so, like just deep and sharp. Like you can't fuck with it. Like don't play no games with a Scorpio. I have the utmost respect for Scorpios, okay? Love them so much. Capricorn, I love earth signs. I love earth signs. I love the groundedness and the clarity, the precision with an earth sign, the calmness. So I love Tauruses. My dad and my uncles are Taurus. And one of them is Virgo. Love Taurus. Capricorns are super dope to me as well. What else? Obviously, I love Cancers. Like, of course. Leos are a good time. Honestly, I love every sign for its own reason, you know? Every sign for its own reason. Yeah. Not y'all getting excited for your sign. Show you said Cancer man wear my nerves thin in general. Love the women though. That is funny. I feel you. If a Cancer man or a water sign man does not know how to deal with their emotions, they can be a lot. They can be very irritating. But when they do, when they have a grip on themselves, they're very dope. Do you like Oshun? Yes. I be in the bed with my feet up. You be moving slow, need to speed up. I got holy powers like I'm Jesus. Ayy. Yes, that's Oshun. I love them. They're very dope. I'm not even sure if good describes their music, but their lyrics and music is food for the soul, in my opinion. I agree with you, Mecca. Oshun is dope. Okay? Dope. We need more music like that. All right? I just love real, genuine people, and you rarely find that nowadays. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But that's why you gotta have the utmost appreciation when you find them, you know? Let's see. I have dandruff as well, and I find myself trying to get it out, shaking my head. Oh my God. Yeah, that can be a slippery slope, because once you start, you can't stop. It's like you just gotta get it everywhere, and then sometimes it might go inside the lock, and it's like, stress. Yeah. The steam definitely helps with that, I've noticed. It definitely helps with that. Really the most important thing when dealing with the dandruff is like making sure you're using moisturizing products that are calming to the scalp, and using oils that really like coat, like protect the scalp. I have a video about dandruff. Go check that out. Go check that out. Okay? Taurus men and women, a lot. My mama a Taurus. Listen, they are a lot. They never think they're wrong. They're intense, and they can be bullies. Literally, they can be like that. But Cancer and Taurus are really compatible energies. You know, the water and earth, they complement each other. So that's why I'm able to, and then I have them around me, so I understand them very well. But they tend to rub people the wrong way. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. What's your sun sign, sis? You're giving Taurus, Cancer, Pisces vibe. Okay, so you missed it when I said in the beginning. I'm a Cancer sun, Scorpio moon, Capricorn rising. Okay. Oh, my Taurus child. The Taurus children. Locked since March 2020. Wore out for the first time 2 days ago. What? Was wigging it all this time. Should have come out sooner. Free. I cannot believe you've been hiding underneath that wig this whole time. I'm happy that you've let go of the wigs. They were not serving you. They were not serving those locks. Your locks deserve to be free. Just like you deserve to be free. Free yourself. Okay? Free yourself. Cancer sun, Aries moon, Taurus rising. Okay, come through. Yeah, I can see them being compatible. Yeah, my mom's Taurus. But Taurus women, Lord God, y'all can be intense. Y'all can be a lot to deal with, especially if you don't have any sign that isn't able to regulate their emotions. Can be a lot to deal with. Any one of them. Okay, so that's why it's so important to learn yourself, regulate yourself, so that you can master your emotions and be the best version of yourself. If your emotions are out of whack, or anything can bring you into a reactive space, God help whoever you got to deal with. Okay? They're very stubborn and possessive. Correct. And I actually admitted this today to someone. I can be possessive as well with my romantic partnerships. It's really about, I don't want to share who I'm with intimately, like romantically, because as a water sign, I'm so receptive to other people's energy that if I'm dealing with you and you dealing with other people, I'm receiving those other people too, and then it murks up my waters and I'm not interested. Been there, done that, it is ghetto. Okay? I like to have a spiritually cleansed experience with my partners, and for that means I need exclusivity or monogamy, or at least open communication so that I know what's up. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I can be possessive too, child. Okay. I'm a Taurus and I'm full of love and better since yoga, fasting, and meditation. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Naturally, when you are intentional about being your best self, it doesn't matter what sign you are, you become such a pleasant delight. You're a pleasure to be around. But if you have not taken those steps and you're not doing the work, then you just are a nightmare to deal with. That's just anyone. That can be me too as a Cancer. If I'm not doing the work, I can be a nightmare. I can be a terrorist as well. That's why I do the work, because I don't want to be that. You know what I mean? I gave away all my wigs and hair yesterday. I feel so free. Yes, donate the wigs. Donate them. or you can burn them as well. Child, Gemini men, exit stage left. Lord, I dated a Gemini man before. But you know what his problem was? He needed to deal with his emotions. Okay? That'll always be the issue. You need to know how to work through your emotions, or you will be a goddamn disaster and no one will want to deal with you. So I was dealing with a Gemini child, and wow, just, he was constantly in a reactive state. He can never get ahead of his reactions. It was always catching him, always triggered by something. You know what I mean? And when you operate like that, then you need everyone else in the world to adjust themselves so that you can feel comfortable. And that's really exhausting and unrealistic and disappointing. You need to adjust yourself so that you are comfortable in every space that you enter. The rest of the world isn't gonna switch and do things differently so that you feel okay. That's your responsibility. So yeah, that was what was going on with that person. I hope he's doing well. I hope he is in therapy. And if you're watching me right now, I hope you're in therapy. Okay, heal yourself. Because you are dope, but you are a goddamn nightmare. Okay, heal yourself. My ex Gemini was cool, but I think I was too intense for him. I mean, could be that. I dealt with a Gemini before, it was a disaster. Lord God. Lord God. Will Smith is Gemini man. You know what? I need to go watch that movie. I need to go watch that. Yeah, I'm big on communication. I don't get possessive really. I detach. I'm quick to throw in the towel. Amber, what's your sign again? Tell me your sign. My baby daddy didn't leave me alone until he got locked up. Taurus. Yeah, see, remember Chris Brown when he was hounding Karuchi? And she was a Taurus too. Listen, again, if you have not dealt with your shit, you will be a goddamn nightmare to other people. That's just what it is, okay? But Tauruses or any other sign could be amazing. They could be so dope. They could be so dope. But, you know, not everyone wants to be better. So there's that. I'm scared my locks won't be the thickness I want, but my lock person keeps telling me they'll get bigger and thicker. Is that true? Well, are you in the beginning of your journey? If you're in the beginning, it will absolutely get thicker. If it hasn't matured yet, it will definitely get thicker. And depending on your hair texture will determine some, and the size of your parts, because the part is the space that your lock has room to grow into, you know, that it's going to fill out into. So yeah, let me know, are you in the beginning, are you in the starter locks? I think I'm dupe because my birthday is 2/22. I have a tattoo that has 2/22 on it. It's Genesis 2:22. It's the verse talking about and the rib taken from man made him a woman. Is that scene talking about God making Eve from Adam's rib. I got inspired to get that tattoo because of Baby Boy. When Yvette came and she was telling him how Snoop Dogg tried to rape her, and he like hugs her and he's like, I love you, girl, you my rib, you my rib. And I was like, yes, I want to be someone's rib. And then I found the Bible verse and then I tatted it onto myself. Genesis 2:22. Oh my God, I was like 19 or something. Do you have a specific flower or plant or herb that you're drawn to at the moment, or a plant, herb, or flower that you feel resonate with the most? That's a good question. As far as herbs are concerned, I enjoy marijuana, but I know that's not what you mean. Bay leaves are a good time. Rosemary is a good time. I'm trying to think as far as having a favorite. I don't have a favorite because the thing is, being the whole Cancer that I'm a moody person. So it really depends on how I feel or what I need in a specific moment. That's what I gravitate towards. So when it comes to flowers and plants, it's like that for me. Not Mary Jane. Yes. I enjoy roses a lot. These days I've been feeling really drawn to roses, and I think it's because it's representative of like love and romance and passion, and that's the space that I'm in right now. I even have rose quartz on my nails because I was feeling like my heart space opening up, you know what I mean? But that's the phase that I'm in now. Who knows what flower is going to speak to me in the next phase, you know what I mean? But that was a good question. Shouts to you. Oh, now he gotta get a matching tat. You know? Oh my God, not Baby Boy. Exactly, like how ghetto of me to have that be the thing that inspired me. For the fact that Baby Boy used to be my favorite movie, and now I look at it and I'm like, ugh, what the hell is wrong with me? Why did I think that was romantic? That shit was so toxic and ghetto. It was terrible. What's up, Stacy? I see your gem. Hey, girl. Looking good over there. I see you, boo. But yeah. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I also had a relaxer at that point in time. So that, I'm sure, contributed to why I was attracted to foolishness, because I wasn't in my right mind. Okay? That's my theory. Now the wigs were not serving my locks or me at all. Was insecure about the length. I actually made extensions to attach, but stuck it out. Glad I did. But now I have a set of locks that I don't need. Oh my goodness. First of all, I respect you for acknowledging that, because that's you being real. Basically, she's saying that she was insecure about the length of her hair in the beginning, so she was hiding beneath her wigs and was gonna add extensions to feel better. And we were just talking about lock extensions and the fact that it doesn't serve you, and it's a way for you to get away from the truth of the journey. So I'm glad that you decided against it. I'm glad that you abolish the wigs, child, and you are embracing this journey for what it really is, because that is where the magic happens. That's where you level up. That's where you really build true confidence. That's when people can't fuck with you. Okay, because you are really doing it, and you're bold, you're brave, and you're out here. Okay? So shouts to you. Your locks are thriving, they're healthy, they're growing, and they will continue to do so if you continue to take care of them. And before you know it, that's gonna be you. You're gonna be like, okay? Okay? Before you know it, okay? Bootsy Collins, Rather Be With You, been on my playlist forever since Baby Boy. Oh my God. I'd rather be with you, ooh, yeah. Then I'd rather be with you. Cause now I'm picturing him being butt-ass naked. Dancing around, all brolic. Yes, rather be with you. Such a good song. It was, but it was where your heart was at in that space in your life. If nothing else, it symbolizes growth. That is a fact, Amber. You are so right. 4 months in and I'm having a hard time. I never wear my hair out. I always have a head wrap. Royalty. First of all, I like how you did that, royalty. Second of all, I understand being uncomfortable with the newness of your hair, but do not rely on hiding yourself. Okay? Embrace the discomfort and recognize that the change is constant. It will constantly be changing. Your locks, your way of life, your way of thinking, your energy will constantly change and shift, and you cannot hide yourself every time you're going through a period of change. Sometimes you have to feel it entirely. Feel the discomfort. Okay, let yourself feel it, because that's the only way to get through it. You can't avoid feeling something. You simply must feel through it and get to the other side. So I understand your hair is new and you're like, I don't know what to do with it. Do weird, funky, crazy styles. Let your let your hair stick up if it wants to stick up, and do a style that complements it. Like I used to tell people, when my hair was short and sticking out, I would do one of those like half up ponytails because the rest of it couldn't fit. So I'll just gather up the part that can fit, and then all of this would just be standing up, and then I'll have a little bit back here. And people used to compliment me OD, saying my hair looked cool. Or I'll do 2 pigtails, boom, boom. It's standing up, looking crazy, but it was cool and cute. Be like Left Eye in TLC. Remember how she used to do her hair? And people used to be like, ooh, what the fuck? But then, ooh, ah, cool. Be like that. Do weird stuff with your hair. And let people look at you crazy and feel confident in knowing, yeah, you're looking at me crazy because my hair is doing something your hair can never do. And you wish that you were bold enough and confident enough, like me, to try something so risky. You know, you switch your mentality. You know what I mean? So don't hide yourself. Don't hide. Embrace the discomfort. Recognize that it's temporary. Okay? You'll definitely get to a place where you don't feel like your full self when they're covered. Yes. Don't hide yourself. I'm only about 9 months locked, and the top portion is almost always tender and sore. Makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, and definitely don't want to end up cutting. Uh-oh. Tenderness. The only times that I've dealt with tenderness is when I was going an extended period of time without retwisting. So I had a lot of new, and it was tender up here too. I had a lot of new growth, and so it's like my hair felt really tender. And I felt like it was because all that new growth was like, I don't know, was it like creating a pulsing sensation on my scalp or something like that? But give yourself scalp massages. Massage your scalp gently. And sometimes, especially depending on what you used to do with your hair, doing locks is so different for your hair and for your scalp that it takes some adjustment period for your scalp to like get comfortable with it. And you say you're 9 months, that's still very early in your journey. So your hair, your scalp is still getting used to what's going on up there. So massage it, be very kind and gentle with your hair. Treat it like your lover. Treat it like someone that you're trying to serenade with love and affection. Just like, ooh, baby, I got you. What you need? You need some water? I got you right now. Oh, you need some oil? All right, I got you. You need to rest? Got you. Treat it like someone that you're trying to pamper. Okay? That's like a weird example, but I hope that helps you. And the tenderness isn't permanent. It goes away after a while. So you're not doing something wrong. You just need to be more deliberate, intentional, and gentle and tender, caring with your hair. Show it some love. You're so inspiring. Oh, thank you, Angel. I seen a video where a lady felt like she was cursed due to wearing so many wigs and human hair. Like her energy was off. Hair definitely carries energy. Be careful. That is very, very true. And just think for a moment about where the hair is coming from. Think about the fact that hair holds energy. Thank you for the super chat. Hair holds energy. So you're taking the energy of someone else and putting it onto your head. You know, like when you think of it like that, then it seems wild to do it. And this is coming from someone who's I've worn extensions before, like twists and braids before. So it's not like I'm speaking as if I'm above anyone. I get it. I understand. But you know, just give it some thought and think about what you are doing and why you're doing it, and is it worth it? Okay. Can we also talk about rising to love instead of falling? Yes. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Oh my God, like, yes, we can. Absolutely. Falling in love is something that we've romanticized as a thing that's cute or whatever. But when you think of the words, just literally you're saying you're falling in love. You know how they say, when people supposed to hold you down, you need someone to hold you down in your life, or ride or die. But when you think of the words, it's like, no, you actually don't want that. You don't want anyone holding you down. You don't want to fall into a situation. You want to rise. You want to elevate. You want to choose the most uplifting version of an experience. You don't want to feel low. So, and a lot of times the mental and spiritual shift happens when you change your vocabulary and the way you describe the things that you're doing. So yes, I'm with you on that. We rise in love. We grow in love. We expand in love. We're not being held down or burdened or falling down in love. We rise. Okay? Shouts to you for that. I love that you threw that in there for the people. Someone definitely needed to hear it. I just took out my locks and my hair is really long now. What do you mean took out your locks? What do you mean by that? Where are you from, Sam? So I answered this earlier or whatever. I grew up for the most part in New York. I was born in California. Literally only spent like 6 months of my existence as an infant in California. My family is predominantly from Jamaica. I have a little sprinkling of Puerto Rico in there, but mainly Jamaica's the lineage. So yeah, Jamaica, New York, blends, mashup. That's me. Rise in love, writes it down. That's right, mellow mood. Words matter so much. Words are literally spells, and it was by design. Shaking my fucking head. Like, why am I mourning when I wake up? Yes, that's another thing. And that's something I be saying good morning to people, even though it's like I know that, like what you just said. The thing is that sucks is that people don't respond well all the time when you are changing your vocabulary. For example, sometimes I'll see people be like, oh, if you say grand rising to me, fuck out of here. Like, they have a problem with it. And it's like, why does it bother you that I'm telling you to rise, like have a grand rising, to have a uplifting awakening in the beginning of your day? Like, people feel away. So it's like, you got to be careful still. It's weird. Like, oh my God, people are weird. Especially if they're attached to their low vibrational existence and vocabulary. Then when you speak to them with some high vibrational stuff, then they feel like something's wrong with you. So it's like, I'm selective with who I say certain words with sometimes too, because I don't want to deal with that. So if I can tell you're a good morning kind of person, I'm gonna use good morning with you. If I can tell you're a grand rising person, I'm gonna use that with you. You know what I mean? Or sometimes I'll just skip the whole introductory good morning or grand rising and just be like, hola. I'll just start. I won't even do that thing. You know what I mean? Because people can be weird about it. Yes, when I say happy rising, people get so offended. I don't get it. I don't get it either. What's wrong with y'all? Like, why are you offended that I'm sending you uplifting energy to start your day? Like, why does that... Like, it's so weird. I remember I saw it on Twitter. People, like, debating for dumb long about why you shouldn't say grand rising to them. Or talking about, oh, you calling me queen, ew. And it's like... You know what? You're right. You're not a queen. Maybe you're right. Maybe we shouldn't be using those words with you, because you're not worthy. Clearly, you don't feel you're worthy. So what I'm gonna do? It's weird. Like, who gets offended by a greeting? Child, go back to sleep. Exactly. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. And circling back to the beginning when I was talking about you don't need to explain yourself or catch people up to where you are. Like, if you're dealing with or interacting with people and they get offended by you greeting them with positivity, then leave them where they're at and keep it pushing, because it don't make sense to explain it. It's like, because now they're choosing to be offended, and who got time for that? No one. I notice you have a cat. Do you work them in your spiritual practices? I love my cat and I feel we connect on a spiritual level. I have two cats, actually. I have Onyx and Panther. Onyx is the gray one, Panther is the black one. I got Panther after the pandemic because I spent all that time at home with Onyx and then I had to go back to work, so I felt bad leaving him by himself, so I got him a friend. And now they play and they're happy. But yes, as far as spirituality, I got Onyx as a part of my spiritual journey. I got him actually around the time I started therapy. He was part of my healing process. And really, I used him as a way to pour loving and nurturing energy into something instead of pouring it into someone. You know what I mean? So that's how my cat came into my spiritual practice. It's just learning to take care of something outside of myself without the expectation of return. And then also just observing how they move. They're very much a species that just creates comfort wherever they're at. Wherever they go, they're comfortable. And if they're not comfortable, they don't go there. They do exactly what feels right to them. They can be right smack dab in front of you and kick up their leg and start cleaning themselves in front of you. No fucks to give. Why? Because it's about what's right for them right now. So watching how my cats interacts has shown me different things to embody within myself. So yeah, absolutely. Plandemic. Facts. Factuals. Are you vegan? Not yet. Working on it. Working on it. Orion and Neptune are my babies. Oh, I love those names. That's so cute. That is so cute. When you become spiritual in tune, it gets really frustrating seeing how low vibrational people are. Then as you rise in your spirituality, it becomes comical and pitiful. Yeah, like in the beginning, it definitely, and even sometimes after you've come to realize and you see what time it is, you still get annoyed with people. But that's where the compassion would come in, because you recognize that everyone out here has okay. When you recognize why things are the way they are, that things have been constructed on purpose to keep people suppressed and detached and confused from themselves, then you have a little bit of empathy and forgiveness sometimes, not all the time, but you can understand why they're like that. But I know for me, one thing that's important is being able to recognize that about other people, but still detaching from that and focusing on myself and the people who are like-minded, because you can't save everyone and you'll freaking lose your mind trying to do that. It's so disheartening when you try to do that, because people resist that because they have to save themselves. You know what I mean? So basically, recognize that people are where they are. It's not up to you to save everyone. If people are willing to receive you, then great. If they're not willing, accept that and detach. And prioritize your well-being at the end of the day. It does get annoying because people will get to the edge of independent thought and give up. Yeah, because thinking too deeply can be exhausting, or it can be overwhelming when you realize that the thing that you're thinking about is the fact that all of this shit is a lie. So instead of going all the way and finishing that thought process, people remove themselves because it's easier to just, you know how they say ignorance is bliss? Truly, it kind of is. Because if you don't know, you don't got to worry about it. But once you do know it, you know. And now you have to adjust to that awareness. So sometimes thinking about something too much scares people, because they realize that what they're thinking about is some dark ass stuff, you know? And not everyone can handle it, especially if they don't know the darkness within themselves. So if you haven't, you see how they say people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves? That's what they're talking about. If you don't know your own dark side and you're not acquainted and comfortable, then anything else in the world, in life that is dark like that, it scares you too much for you to think about it. So you just don't, you know? Are we still live? I had to go and get my daughter to bed. Glad to be back till the end. Hey, Ashley Pink Rose, glad to have you back. I'm sure I'll be getting off soon, maybe in the next 20 minutes. I've just been over here vibing with y'all. Yes, and setting boundaries. Yes, absolutely. Speaking of setting boundaries, you know, it is so interesting that people will speak about boundaries and all of that kind of thing, but when it comes to powers that be trying to impose something on you, all of a sudden the boundaries don't exist. You just willingly give yourself up to that. I saw someone tweet that the other day, and I was like, yeah, that's so true. Like, you got boundaries for your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you got boundaries for your parents, your kids, you got boundaries for your co-workers and acquaintances. But when it comes to them, you don't got no boundaries, and none of them. All the boundaries is gone. It's interesting. Interesting. That is true, but the scariest thing to me is not knowing myself. That is like scary as fuck to me. Yeah, I understand that, and that's why, you know, you kind of take ownership of your journey so much. It's like you're so protective and like I don't know, protective of yourself and who you're becoming, because you recognize that you don't know every single thing yet, that you'll never know every single thing, that you are constantly evolving and changing, and you can't be subjected to other people's perception all the time. So you become protective of yourself because you're giving yourself grace to evolve, you know? Yeah. Boundaries is a buzzword nowadays. Yeah, it is a buzzword, but people, when it comes to actually applying it, child, it's like no clue. People don't know what to do. Also, after exposure to the truth, it's uncomfortable and calls you to responsibility. People don't like responsibility or work. That is a fact. It's the accountability of it. Because once you know what's up, now for you to go through your life, it's like you would have to actively ignore it now, or actively do something about it, or feel helpless about the fact that you don't know what to do. So like there's different feelings that come with knowing the truth of a situation. And it really challenges you to level up. That's really it. I recognize that there's no way I can save the whole friggin' world, and I'm not going to try to do that. But because I know what's up, I take the responsibility to evolve myself very seriously, and I do my part to help others as much as I can. As open as they are to receiving my help, I will provide that help. But I'm not forcing anything on anyone. I recognize everyone's spiritual awakening is different, so you can't force people awake either. And yeah, I have to hold myself accountable in my own shit and then demonstrate what that looks like. You know? Because, child. Whew. You are so humble. I need to learn whatever method you learn. Oh, just keep watching my videos, child. Thank you. Can't fall for the dogma. Oof. Say it again. Samples and whatnot. Many people don't truly know what boundaries really mean. It is used very loosely nowadays, but many don't really know what it means. Yeah, that's a fact. Because if you understood what a boundary is, like literally it's protection for yourself and having a strong yes or no on something, staying true to your principles and your values, regardless of what other people are doing. And it's not easy always to stay true to your boundaries and be firm when other people are so whimsy flexible about it, you know what I mean? So when it comes to boundaries, it's like people only use it when it's convenient, when it's easy to enforce it. But when it's not, then they forget everything about what that looks like. And you hate to see it. But can't force nobody to want better for themselves, or, you know, you can't force that. It is what it is. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. Correct, I have a video for that as well. Hi, I came in late. How do we know our dark side, and what is your advice for those starting their lock journey? I start tomorrow. I decided this is time, especially since I start student teaching. Ooh, Alicia. Okay, so this is a layered question. First thing, how do we know our dark side? So I have a video about shadow work and the dark side, so I'm not going to get all the way in that. You can definitely check out that conversation, but really it's about acknowledging how you really feel about everything and being honest that that's how you feel, and accept those feelings. So even if what you feel is like not societally acceptable or not pleasant or not pretty all the time, you're acknowledging that it is true to you in that moment, and you accept it as true. And then when you're able to accept those parts of yourself, like, you can move past it into a better feeling emotion. You know what I mean? So you know how Rihanna's like, wow, 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 wow thoughts? Like, you might have a wild thought about something and be like, oh, I need to chill. But no, recognize that you're thinking this way about that, and then dive into it some more. Like, unpack it. Why do I feel this way? Why am I so bothered? What is triggering me right now? What is coming up for me right now? And work through it. Writing, journaling is a really good way to work through your emotions, especially the dark ones or the not pleasant ones. Literally work through it and dig and dig and dig until you uncover why it's there. So it's really about learning depths of your soul and not shying away from it, not trying to cover it over and pretend that it's not there. Acknowledge that it's there, look into why it's there, and do what you need to do to resolve what you need to resolve. That's how you get to know your dark side, and you come to terms with it, and you realize, oh shit, my dark side is actually popping, because it tells me, it lets me know what's up. It puts me on game. It makes me aware, you know? And there's darkness in everything around us. So you need to know it within yourself first so that you can see it in other things and not be so scared all the time, because you know it already, because you have it within yourself. It doesn't scare you. Like I was saying, I watched Attack on Titan. Spoiler, the concept of dark sides exists in that show, and it's really about recognizing that you have that and then learning how to use it to your advantage, you know? Dark side. Then you asked me what's some advice for people who are starting their lock journey. Advice would be, don't hide your hair, embrace it, the discomfort, recognize that it'll always change and that is okay. Recognize that sometimes it'll be uncomfortable, but that is temporary. Recognize that you don't have to catch people up or explain what you're doing with your hair or your hair journey or your spiritual journey. You don't have to explain to everyone all the time what type of time you're on. Just be clear within yourself. Embrace who you're becoming. Know that change is constant. Be patient, be mindful, be intentional. And your locks will definitely thrive as a result. That's my advice for you. What's good, CashApp? Hey, Grego. Nice to see you on this side of the internet. Yes, we're made up of all things dark, light, and in between. Yes, Mecca, tell the people. The first answer is often the excuse, not the reason. Come through, Amber Evans, with the gems. Wise thoughts, wild thoughts remix. Ah, I love that. And also recognizing that dark isn't always negative. That's just propaganda. Exactly. Because that's where people feel fear, is because the messaging is that darkness means that it's bad and it's scary and dangerous, when really it just means that it's like not lit, it's unlit, there's no light there. And maybe it's unexplored territory, maybe it's unfamiliar, it's mysterious, unknown, right? But you literally need darkness in order for light to exist. So there's no sense in being afraid of the dark. Learn to be comfortable in darkness so that you can find the light within yourself. Ooh. Okay. Now that doesn't mean you need to act on everything that comes to your mind on the dark side of things, but definitely acknowledge that you have it. Know that it's in your range. Someone said feminine energy. Exactly. That's what dark energy is, feminine energy. So for me, for example, if I know that I am capable of slitting necks, that doesn't mean I'm going to go out into the world and just start slitting necks all the time. But I know that I am capable. And so I make sure I'm intentional with my behavior, with the people that I entertain in my life, so that I don't have to be in a situation where I gotta slit a neck. You see what I'm saying? It's like that. When you know yourself, you truly know what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? Thank you, Sammy, for answering. I believe my dark side shows me the most when I'm not feeling heard. Shows the most when I'm not feeling heard. First experience with it is when I snapped before, and I don't do that often. Well, usually when you end up snapping, it's because you're repressing so much over a period of time that eventually it just comes out and you're like, ah. Look, listen, Who is it? Alicia, go watch my shadow work video. I get into it more. But yeah. I love me some astrology, so if you're doing shadow work, check out your moon sign and your 12th house. They'll help explain your innermost being. Definitely look into your natal chart. Thank you for that. So you have to adjust your boundaries to protect yourself from yourself, basically. Because I know I can go there. And that's the thing. I'm laughing because relatable content, Amber. When you literally know yourself so thoroughly, you definitely become more firm with your boundaries, because you can't allow people to play in your face, because it's going to bring you to that side of yourself. And it's like, am I willing to go to jail? Am I willing to have some kind of serious consequence happen because I've reacted? You know what I mean? Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you, Sammy. Appreciate you too, Nikki Jean. Appreciate you too. But yes, exactly. You become so protective of yourself because you know that if the wrong energy comes into your space, you can do damage. And you don't want to do damage. So you choose to, you know, evade things. Oh boy. Life. Yes, they're kindred spirits. They cannot exist without each other. Exactly, Mecca. She's talking about the dark and light balance. Exactly. Let me see what else is going on in here. Yep, dig. Question the answers you give yourself. Question everything. Question everything. Everything. Why? Oh, I'm feeling triggered right now. Why? Because XYZ. So what about XYZ bothers me? Explore that some more. Oh, because I had this experience that reminded me of this experience. Why did it remind me of that experience? You know, it's like you keep following the thread until you get to the root, you know? Also, if you're in the building right now, because I just realized, if you're in the building, hit that like button. You know why? Because when you like my videos, YouTube boosts my analytics and puts my videos in front of more people. And when that happens, I'm closer to my goal of exiting the 9-to-5 life and entering the entirely residual income and self-sufficient income, creative income realm. Okay? Hit the like button. Show me some love. Okay? Appreciate y'all so much. Researching yourself. Wait, you said... Absolutely, like, I don't play about my boundaries because I know certain things I can't deal with. Researching yourself. Exactly. It's literally like researching, but to yourself. You're researching yourself. Why, what, how, where, all of that. Look into it. Favorite crystals? Right now is rose quartz, hence the nails. But like I said, everything as far as things being my favorite depends on the mood and phase of life that I'm in. So I've had different favorites over the period of times, you know? So right now is rose quartz. I remember someone tried to get me to stop questioning things, and I was like, why? I need to ask in order to grow. How will I know if I don't ask questions? I wonder what their response to you was when you said why. That's when you see people start getting tongue-tied and flustered, like, Or if you're in a Caribbean or African household, that's when people say you're being disrespectful. Don't ask no questions, just accept it. Thank you for the super chat, Amber. You know, I remember in Sunday school, or even when I was in Catholic school, that was the vibe. You ask any question, the blasphemy! Don't question God. You don't question God. And it's like... What are you talking about? God is me. Am I not made in God's image and likeliness? But I'm supposed to not question anything? I'm supposed to blindly accept things. But didn't you tell me not to jump off the cliff just because my friends are doing it? So which one is it? Do I go and do things blindly because everyone else says to, or do I question things and think for myself? Which one is it? Because when you start doing stuff like that, you point out the contradictions in the things that they teach us. Now you become problematic. Now you're difficult, or whatever the case. And it's like, okay, y'all don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Clearly you're confused, and that's what it is. So fine. You ask questions, it's disrespect or devil work. Laugh my ass off. Right. It's like, so now for me to ask a question, something's wrong with me, or something, like, what? Now I need to get baptized to wash off my sins because I'm asking you, how is it possible for Adam and Eve to be the first people on earth, but they have belly buttons, meaning they were attached to an umbilical cord, which was attached to a placenta, which was inside of someone's womb. So why do they have belly buttons? Oh, I'm asking that question. That means it's blasphemous now. Oh, that's interesting. Or is it that you don't know the answer? Oh, that's what it is. Okay, got it. That's how it is in the Caribbean household for real. Yep. I never got an answer back. See, he said, I asked why and they didn't tell me. They didn't have an answer. I just started my locks and I don't know how I'm supposed to hydrate them. Should I put leave-in or a cream? Don't put a cream. Do not put a cream. Creams just go inside and stay inside, and they're a nightmare to get out. You can use rose water and aloe vera together in a spray as your moisture spray. Incorporate steam into your life. Okay? Hydrate your body from the inside. All right? Make sure whatever oils you're using are actually compatible with your scalp, as in they actually nourish your scalp, because your hair needs to be nourished in order for it to lock in the hydration that you pour in. So water, rose water, aloe vera juice together, up in here, a good oil blend, and steam mixed with internal habits that are healthy. Okay. How often should I wash my locks? I have had them for 9 months. My loctician said I should wash them when I see her, which is every month. Every month is good. Every month is a good schedule. But if that feels like it's too far, you can try like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. The only thing is that you don't want to be retwisting your hair that often. And I know I used to do it. I learned from that. It's not necessary. It's too much tension. So if you are going to wash your hair before seeing her, recognize that it's not going to be, oop, my battery's dying. It's not going to be twisted like neatly for a while until you go back and see her. So you can wash it, just know that retwisting it, you probably don't want to do that too often. But y'all, my battery's on low battery mode now, low power mode. I've literally just been on here chatting for over 2 hours. My God. Wow. Let me see. Let me just answer one more. Or the fact that the Genesis 1:27 speaks of God making male and female at the same time, and then 2:22 says something completely contradictory, woman from rib. I got in a lot of trouble for that one. Yeah, listen. Okay. Relatable content. But listen, y'all. The time has come. I need to remove myself from the internets. Okay? I thank you all for joining me tonight for this dope ass conversation. We accomplished a lot here today. Okay, shall see y'all. All right. I don't know what my topic will be for next week. I will keep you posted. But y'all enjoy your night. And y'all have an awesome slumber or whatever. And click on my link in the bio to be a channel member. Follow me on Instagram. It's itsSammyDaGawd on Instagram. Pay attention to the community chat posts, okay? That's where I tell you what's up. And I'll see you next week.